Hello there, I'm Ryan Mark, and this is Showbiz Remark Up Close. This is another episode of our Miss Consolacion Meets Showbiz Remark series. And with me right now is Liza. Hello, Liza.
Hello, sir, and hello to everyone who are watching. I hope you all are doing well. This is Liza, candidate number 9.
Okay, first thing first. Your name is Liza. Lahi yung spelling. Is there a story behind that?
Actually, I asked my mom about it, sir. What was the etiology of my name? And she told me that my name came from a yearbook. So my name is copied from another name. Although the Liza is from a yearbook, I don't know where the K is because my full name is Liza
Yeah.
K.
She liked it.
Yeah, maybe. But I
Liza.
love how unique it is.
Lyzaa.
Yes.
Ah, that's from a yearbook. I thought it's a combination of your parents' names.
No.
Okay. This is from your profile. People have been talking about mental health. There is awareness already, but when is it time to seek professional intervention? Because you are a psychology graduate, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, I learned that you're a psychology graduate, and that's why there's this question that people have been talking about mental health. So, when is it the time to really seek professional intervention? What are the signs or symptoms?
I don't think with regards to psychological intervention, I don't think I am the right person. Although I could actually possibly give like advice is not an appropriate psychological term. Although I could give like an idea on when can we seek psychological intervention, but I don't think there should be a time for that, for as long as, because there's what we call abnormalities of psychology, and we can actually identify it through 4 different criteria. There is dysfunction, there is distress, there is danger, and deviance. So
Would you say dysfunction?
when you say dysfunction, like there is marked impairment in your way of functioning, like there is actually impairment in the way you deal with life, your daily life. And then when you say danger, danger is like when that behavior of yours is actually doing harm to people. And then when you say deviance is from the word itself, it is very atypical. So yeah, if you could actually notice that four criteria in your behavior, then maybe that's where you can actually be able to seek psychological intervention.
What is deviant behavior?
Deviant behavior is an atypical behavior. Like there is what we call delusions, hallucinations, and
So this is deviant.
yeah,
Delusions, hallucinations
Yeah.
fall under the deviant behavior.
yeah, it could be some behavior that is not normal, that is not being done by what we call common people. So yeah.
Danger is when you tend
When
to
your
harm others.
yeah
and
when your
yourself.
behavior tends to harm others. For example, there's aggression, and then the aggression is very sudden and not initiated by a previous behavior, like very sudden outburst. That is danger. That could be danger.
Okay, because most of the time we say, "Oh, my mental health issue is bad.
Yes.
My mental health is bad."
And also, I'd like to bring up that
Yes.
some people nowadays, they actually underestimate the word depression. Like, I am depressed, I am sad,
Lonely. I am down.
yes, I'm lonely. But actually, when you say there is a specific diagnosis to any psychological disorder. So you can't
You
actually
can just say, "I am
yeah
depressed."
yeah you can't
It
actually
should be clinically
Yes,
tested.
even us, we're not really recommended to diagnose people, even though we have the knowledge, but we're not recommended to diagnose people. So you shouldn't do self-diagnosis within yourself.
So, like when you are down, just say you're down.
Yeah,
I
you're
am
down.
sad.
Yeah.
Specific.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Liza. That's new, no? At least claro. But what are you doing here? Why are you joining Miss Consolacion, a psychologist?
This is actually my second time
Mm.
joining Miss Consolacion. Last year, I also joined Miss Consolacion. And during last year's feat of mine, I actually had a little bit of regrets because um, my my feat last year was quite unexpected. It was funny because the day before the screening, I had lots of reflections in my mind. Would I join? Would I not join? And then I came to the conclusion that no, I won't join. And then suddenly, during the day of the screening, I was peacefully attending a 3 p.m. mass when my handler told me, "Where are you? We need to do screening right now." So I was like, okay, this might be God's sign for me to go. So I went here and then
Screening.
yeah, screened and got the opportunity. And maybe that alone, that experience alone was unexpected. And from the first day that I joined, I was telling myself, I'll be here for the experience. And that mindset alone was the one who crumbled my whole experience. I wasn't there for the crown. I was just there for the
For the experience,
experience.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And now I'm here not just for the experience, but for the
The
crown.
crown.
And for me to actually become an effective mental health advocate through this platform.
Okay. What was your placement last year?
I wasn't placed. But I did one best in essay writing, so that was still an achievement for me.
That was your first time.
It wasn't my first time in a beauty pageant, but it was definitely my first time in such a large scale of a beauty pageant.
So you had smaller pageants, like barangay
Yeah,
pageants.
I
You
had.
won barangay pageants.
Yeah, the first time I joined, I fortunately won, and then the second time I joined, I was fourth runner up.
Okay. What's your personal motto?
My personal motto is shoot for the moon, even if you'll miss, you'll land among the stars.
And that's influenced by your experience last year with what happened to you with Miss Consolacion, or there was another event in your life that influenced that personal
It
motto.
can also be because of last year, but generally that motto came from the fact that for me, it isn't always actually about the results. Sometimes, in order for you to make an experience be meaningful, is you have to look at the progress you're making. So, if I only focus on the results in every experience that I make, then I feel like I wouldn't become the person who I am today because I was always focused on results. But if I focus in progress, then I feel like I've become better and better, and eventually I'll be the best version of myself that I can be.
So, what was your rating in your last year's progress in a scale of 1 to 10?
From last year's progress,
Yes.
oh, I'd say 8. 8 over 10.
Okay, it's the mindset.
Yeah, it's the mindset. And I initially put like 2 points behind because there's always room for improvement. And I feel like every day I should strive to become better and better.
You're working now.
No.
You're focused on this.
Actually,
For
no.
now.
Actually, no. I'm a psychology graduate, sir.
Okay.
And I'm actually on my way to taking my board exam. So I'm currently reviewing right now. So yeah.
When will be the exam?
Can I keep it a secret
Okay.
for now?
Okay. So,
But I know that some people might be knowledgeable of when it is.
so your platform, oh no, your advocacy is mental health.
Yes.
What do you intend to do when you are finally crowned? How will you do your advocacy?
I think the very reason why I'm so dedicated about mental health is the fact that I can still see the stigma that is being given to mental health, those people who are struggling in mental health. And so if given the chance to have the crown, I would like to create a safe space wherein negligence isn't an option, and that people are able to speak up on their problems and not choose to be afraid. Because if there's a thing that I learned about in my 4 years of studying psychology, it is that acknowledgement is really the key. If you're able to acknowledge your emotions and recognize your emotions, then um, I think that validation that you're looking from other people or for yourself is just there.
Okay, so you'll go to the barangays, Consolacion, and hold symposiums,
Yeah, yeah.
dialogues,
Yes,
and
yes,
tell them no, it's okay to
yes,
speak out. You should
yes,
express.
yes.
Okay, good luck. Now,
Thank you.
let's have questions from your co-candidates and Sam. What challenge have you overcame that made you stronger today?
Ooh, there's quite a lot. Challenges. I think the very biggest challenge that I think would be the biggest, would be the one that gave me the biggest life lessons I have in life is the failures I have um, com- committed, or like the failures I have experienced, because it's not always easy to accept that you failed. And for me to be able to rise up and to have that mindset to still keep going, no matter the no matter even though there will still be an option that there will still be a failing option, then I think that's courage, and that is what people should have.
Which do you consider as the biggest failure so far?
Biggest failure? Oh,
Not the Miss Consolacion,
no, not
of
no,
course.
because
Okay.
I learned from that. Um, I think the biggest failure that that I once experienced. Actually, I cannot think of right now. Maybe the biggest failure that I'll still be able to that I will be considered very biggest is if I will not be able to pass the board exam, which I'm not really manifesting. But
Of course.
yes, yes,
You
but
will pass.
yes, I will pass. I think it was when I failed the entrance exam of my dream school. I think because what makes it more heartbreaking for me is the fact that I consider myself a very indecisive person, and so I am not the type to have very firm wants, very firm goals. And so that was the only time that I said, I have to be here. I have to get this. I have to attain this. But then during the time where I became firm on myself, you know that feeling like the world is teasing you. So yeah, that's what I experienced. And um, at first, it was really, really heartbreaking that I had, even though I'm already at a school where I did not expect, I was still, it is what I called multo, my multo. So until I feel like I I was able to be heartbroken for like 1 year, 1 year because of that. So yeah.
As a psychology graduate, how do you handle yourself when you are sad, when you're down? What do you do?
As what I've said a while ago, I think the very key for emotions to not be for not to not overpower you is you have to recognize it. You have to recognize that you're sad. You have to recognize that you're angry. You have to recognize that you're disappointed, and from that then on, you will notice yourself that you're not stuck with your emotions, and that's where you eventually find ways on how you'll be able to cope up with it. Because for me, if you keep distracting yourself from those emotions, that eventually it will just chase you and come back to you until you have already time to process those emotions.
Who is your go-to person when you're sad? You keep it to yourself, or there is someone you shall talk to, and then you will be okay after?
Before, I am the type to actually um, go to people, but then I've learned that there will come a time that in this life you'll have to deal with your problems on your own, and that may be the harshest, but that's the realest thing that could happen to you in life. So at first it was very difficult to process my emotions on my own, but then I'm very proud that right now I can process my emotions and then feel sad whenever I want to, because I am able to know and I can cope up with just me being there for myself.
You really have to embrace the
Yes,
emotion.
yes,
You have to give time to yourself to
yes,
breathe
yes.
when you're sad.
Because there are times where you'll soon reach to a point in your life where you'll say, why was I was feeling this way, but I haven't even gotten the time to process it. So like eventually you fall into a slump. You didn't even know that that would happen, and that's when things become difficult. So as much as possible, you have to really embrace your emotions, even though it might be scary. It's always okay not to be okay.
Are you watching the series? The
Yes.
Pinoy version?
No, not the
The
Pinoy.
original?
Yeah, the original.
Okay. Let's have another question. What does women empowerment mean to you?
Women empowerment is for me is when women feel confident about themselves and women become comfortable of themselves. Women empowerment for me is very important because during the there is a certain part of our history wherein women are not viewed as equal as men, and as much as possible we don't want to happen. We should always have a society wherein equality is always the option and never a choice.
Okay.
So yeah.
How do you empower women? Like when you are sad, can you still empower women, or you have to pass? I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the right frame of thought.
It actually depends on the intensity of how sad I am. If I am really, really very sad, then I don't talk to people. But if I'm sad, there are times wherein I actually use my sadness to, for example, like if I am sad and then someone will talk to me, and then rather than me telling them why I'm sad, I actually give them the advice that I wanted for myself. So that's how I process my sadness at times. But yeah, but if I'm very sad, then I don't talk to people because maybe I'll be projecting my sadness to them, which is not a good thing.
What's your outlet? Do you have an outlet when you're sad? I have to do this on my own. Like I'll cook, I'll do gardening, I'll walk.
When I'm sad, I actually turn to my phone, go to Twitter, and watch some K-pop content. I'm very embarrassed to say this, but yeah, K-pop is my coping mechanism at times. So when I'm sad and I don't feel like doing anything, I go to Twitter and then scroll through my favorite K-pop contents.
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies include reading, but not those books, reading Wattpad and stories on Twitter. And then sometimes I do creative writing, but it's very rare nowadays. I do poems, but not really nowadays. And most of the time, I binge watch K-pop contents.
What's the latest or last poem that you've written? About
Ooh.
what?
It's actually um, it's actually about it's a poem I wrote when it rained, because for me
Recently?
no, not really recent. That's during the pandemic,
Oh.
because mostly you're at home. So yeah, I think it's about heartbreaks, not just romantic, but also platonic heartbreaks that you I don't always say outright, but I just say it through a poem.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
The last
really
time that you've written a poem.
because I'm not sad anymore.
Oh, you haven't written a poem when you did not place last year. You were not really sad about it, the miss.
No, because rather than being sad last year, I was really drained last year. So instead of doing something, I just focused on, relieving that energy, relieving that courage to go on.
Aside from your mindset, what are your other personal preparations going to the Miss Consolacion coronation night?
Aside from mindset alone, I also have like practices. Like our handler usually gives us pastorela practices, and usually we go to gym to actually prepare our bodies. And then as for me, the food,
Diet, you
um,
have that.
I don't really
You're
have.
toned already.
Yeah, I don't really have a specific diet because there are times where I binge eat, and there are also times where I don't feel like eating. So it actually depends on my mood. So I feel like I have proper control.
Okay, last question from this group. If you could describe your life journey in one word, what would it be? That's from Gwyneth.
Ooh, if I could describe mm, progress, because over the times, I have learned that, as what I've said a while ago, I always felt disappointed about myself because I was always focused on the results, making other people see that I am as capable as I think I can be. But over the times, I actually overlooked on the progress that I was making, which is something that I want people to also realize, because sometimes it's not the result, it's always the experience. If you've grown to that experience, if there is growth in your life after that experience, then I feel like you should be proud of yourself, no matter the result.
That's when they say, enjoy the journey.
Yes.
Okay. Now, questions from me. Consolacion, being a first-class municipality, is clearly booming. What traditions would you want to remain intact after the town finally becomes a highly industrialized city soon?
Um, as Consolacion has been progressive and has been blooming, but I think Consolacion should never lose its meaning of success by letting people still be seen and celebrated. And for that to happen, I hope that all the annual festivals and the festa celebrations should not be changed. And most of all, the environment should not be compromised by any means. Because if I believe that if as long as a progressive city values both the people and the environment, then I don't see Consolacion to be pushed out of continuous prosperity and
Do you
flourishment.
dance?
No.
So you're not part of the festival.
No, but I do enjoy. Yeah,
Sang to the Sinulog.
yeah, but I do enjoy like being able to watch some sarok dances, and sometimes I can also see a lot of people are very happy about the annual celebration. So yeah, I hope
So
that
what's your talent?
I wish I have, but I feel like I don't
Sing.
have. No, I don't sing. I don't have a good voice, and my body is not that coordinated also.
But maybe you can compose a song because you write poems.
I actually have.
You have
I actually have
poems.
some poems that I may
transformed
consider
into songs.
lyrics, yeah. But
These are all in English.
there are Filipino version.
I'm curious about the Filipino
Oh,
poems that are now
but actually,
doing as lyrics.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it because most of the topics are about love, and I feel like that was my past self
What
talking.
is love for you?
Love is when you're able to compromise and sacrifice amidst the happiness that um, you're actually looking for in love.
You're in a relationship now.
No,
Oh my God.
but I'm happy.
What is your ideal guy? Do you have Amy?
Do you want me to be specific?
Yeah.
Um,
You say when you pray, you have to be specific with
Oh.
your prayer.
but I don't think I can get that. I can
Yeah,
that.
tell
I
me,
can
tell
get that
me, give
person. um, physically, I want a guy that's taller than me.
You are how tall?
I'm 5'6".
Barefoot, 5'6". Okay, so 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, 5'9", 5'10", but preferably 5'9".
Why? Why?
I'm no
Dili po ni same height lang. You should be taller.
No, because what if, like for example, if I have been in a relationship right now, then I'm wearing heels, then he's shorter than me, so I mean, no
So you
offense.
should be 5'9".
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, no offense to the short people, but yeah, I would want a person who's
Someone
taller than
taller.
me, yes.
And then,
Because I want a dependable person. I am an eldest child, and you know, eldest child are known to be really, really independent, and I too am very independent. So I want someone dependable.
how many siblings do you have?
I have one.
And you're only two.
Yeah, we're two.
The younger
Yeah,
is
younger sister. Um, I usually forget her age, but yeah, we have 6 years gap.
You are now
I'm 23, so maybe she's 16. Yeah, she's 16.
23 minus 6, or around 17 or 16.
Yeah, she's still 16 because her birthday's in October.
October.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question. Hashtag Nepo babies.
Oh, so I've seen the issue surrounding that social concern, but I want to reiterate that there is nothing wrong with being a NAPO baby. But the moment you choose to turn a blind eye and tolerate the wrongdoings of the perpetrators you are well aware of, then that's where everyone will draw a line. So I hope that those NAPO babies whom are aware of what's happening in our country be more responsible and use their platform for the greater good of the country.
What should be uploaded or posted? Because there's this thing. Mga nagka-problema sila because they flaunt their luxury.
Mm. I don't
what do you
think-
usually post?
Um,
You only have Twitter.
I have Facebook. I also have Instagram,
Instagram.
but I'm really silent in Facebook and Instagram. I rarely post pictures of me. So
It's intentional.
yeah, that's intentional because in Facebook you have a lot of I have a lot of friends, and actually I get too conscious at times, so I don't really post a lot. And also because my family is there, so
But in Twitter,
In
you tweet,
Twitter-
or you just miss there.
in Twitter you'll see me screaming. I'm just joking.
Who's your idol or Korean actor? Crash. Celebrity crash.
Oh my god, the killing is here. No, actually,
You are killing.
actually, a fun fact, I am candidate number 9.
Okay.
And 9 actually translate to ahop in Korean. Oh my god, I'm already promoting. And actually, ahop is the K-pop boy group that I'm actually standing right now. So imagine the kilig I felt when I was assigned number 9, and then have that realization. So I was like, "Whew, you need to hold it in. You should not scream."
Maybe this is a sign that you will have the crown this time.
Let's manifest.
What's the last K-drama? You're also into K-drama.
Yes.
That you've watched.
Yes. The last K-drama that I watched was Resident Playbook. It was a medical series K-drama, and that was also the K-drama that made me lose interest in medicine. Ironically, because Resident Playbook was a story of the medical residents, 4 medical residents, and they were like first year residents. And on that series, I have seen their sacrifices, their hardships, and that made me realize na, oh, I'm not really fitted to become a medical student.
The psychology was your decision.
Yes.
Why?
Actually, psychology was my decision, but if there is a passion that I have, it could be it will be education. I don't know if it's partly because I came from a family of teachers. My mother's a teacher, my aunts are teachers, but whenever I'm in the field of teaching, there's always that happiness that's giving me. But I did not pursue it because I don't see it as a long-term career plan. I feel like there will come a time that I'll eventually exhaust myself out of that career. So yeah, maybe since I'm already a graduate now, I'd be in a field where I'll teach psychology, but maybe that's for like 3 years only, just for the experience. Yes.
And to give back. What makes you an empowered woman?
What makes me an empowered woman is that I have a strong mindset, and that is something that I'm grateful for being a psychology student, because through psychology I was able to learn that recognizing and validation comes from within, and that tolerance of anything could always lead to or tolerance or negligence could lead to nothing, could lead to something bad. So what makes me an empowered woman is I am able to realize that I can be confident when I am able to express myself and embrace myself for who I really am. And that's something that I could teach people to do the same.
Curious, what can't you tolerate?
What can't I tolerate? I really can't tolerate a mindset that I know can still be changed. But then, if that person is very firm of that mindset, then okay, I will not bother changing it.
Wala ka na.
Yes.
Liza, it was so interesting
Thank
to
you.
talk to you.
Thank
and
you.
you were so kilig sa K-pop part.
Was it that obvious?
Guys, invite them to watch the coronation now.
Oh, so,
Or the upcoming activities of Miss Consolation.
hello everyone. So we're really busy. We Miss Consolation candidates are busy persevering and persevering through all the practices that we have. So I hope that you'll be able to see our efforts through watching our Talents Night on October 11 and our Finals Night on October 25. We'll see you there.
Where will it be? The venue for the Talents Night?
The Talents Night is in the Municipal Covered Court, and also the Coronation Night is also in the Municipal Covered
Lies,
Court.
good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
I think you will place higher, if not the crown, this time.
For as long as I set my mind into it, then
It's the aura.
yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ryan Mark. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.